Hello and welcome. You're on Friday Double Bill. This is that show where we talk very seriously about movies. More specifically, we talk about the top releases in theaters every weekend. My name is Mayank Shekhar. This is Fahad Samar. Fahad, coming up on the show tonight?
Coming up on the show is something not very serious. It's Welcome to Karachi.
Welcome to Karachi, directed by Ashish R. Mohan, is a comedy about two guys who get onto a cruise liner in Jamnagar and after a storm land up in Karachi. During the while in Pakistan, they get involved in a crossfire between the Pakistani government, the ISI, the Taliban and the American forces. Exactly how or why? Well, that's hard for us to tell you. I guess for that, you'll just have to watch this film starring Arshad Warsi and Jackie Bhagnani.
Mayank, we have just come from watching this epic film, Welcome to Karachi. I wanted to escape from Karachi very early on in the game. Unfortunately, the job demands that we sat through the 2 hours, 20 minutes.
It's only 2 hours and 20 minutes? Are you serious?
It is an eternity, my friend, but yes, precisely. It's ostensibly a social satire. It's sending up Karachi, it's sending up India, it's sending up the US. I wish it would send itself up at some point, but unfortunately, I don't know, that really doesn't happen. This film was supposed to star Irfan Khan. I can only imagine what it may have been.
Or why he didn't show up.
Or why he didn't show up, or why he may have escaped from Karachi. The fact of the matter is, Arshad, who we love and respect as an actor, has stepped into Irfan's able and vacant
shoes. Was it not Jackie Bhagnani who came instead of, I'm not too sure.
Well, there is that. Right. The jury is out. I don't think anyone is holding their breath as far as that is concerned. I must say Jackie Bhagnani has put in a very sincere and earnest performance. He plays a Guju Bhai who's a doofus, and he's so earnest and he's so completely committed to this role that you have to give him some marks for it. They're not very high marks, but there's some marks, wouldn't you say?
Well, I guess so far as the genre this film is concerned, Fahad, I think we've seen some really cracker films of this genre in Hollywood for sure, starting with, we were discussing these movies, Tropic Thunder, which is roughly these madcap comedies which are slightly political in terms of a satire but actually don't make sense whatsoever. Then you have a film like The Interview where these guys go to North Korea to interview Kim Il-yong, if I'm not getting his name wrong. Here is this film that's trying to do just that, but within the diktats of what a Bollywood film should also be, within the diktats of what a producer's son and how much footage that son should also get. That's Jackie Bhagnani, who you incidentally loved. And therefore, it's not one thing or the other. It's just too many things for the price or for the wasted price of one ticket.
See, Mayank, when you have two characters who are called Colonel Ittefaq and What the Fuck, then obviously...
what the fuck?
Yeah, exactly. And then at some point there's also what the fafda, because there's a Gujarati, salute happening over there. So there's basically the OMG is WTF and all of that. The film is really a loose collection of, and very loose connection of a few set pieces that will perhaps elicit a titter or even a giggle at some point, but that's about it. Then what you have is just pure anarchy of a film breaking down and just losing the plot, which it probably never had to begin with. You've got a bunch of Pakistani deaf-mute kids who are going to the London Paralympics. I mean, these director, scriptwriter, actors, nobody knows what the Paralympics stand for. Obviously, if you're deaf-mute, it doesn't matter. You don't qualify. And they decide to forego everything to save these children who they've only had a nodding acquaintance with at the airport. This is the kind of utter garbage that this film is. Oh my God.
Yeah, I guess I'll agree with you, Fahad. It should not be called OMG moments, given the characters' names. It should be called a WTF moment. And I think the biggest WTF moment for me personally was, I was wondering throughout the film whether Pakistan has a tourism board in the first place. If it does, then I guess its tagline should be 100 things you can do before you die in Pakistan. Because the way they've shown Karachi is ludicrous, where you're on this road where the Palestinians are attacking the Israelis are attacking the Chinese are attacking the Russians are attacking the Iraqis Iraqis are, of course, attacking the Pakistanis. So, there's this madness they've shown Pakistan to be. If I was the Pakistani government, I mean, if they haven't already done it, I would have certainly banned this film. But more importantly, I think for a film that has a line where, one of the characters says that yahan pe aloo ke daam pe guns milte hain, I think it should not be called Welcome to Pakistan or Welcome to Karachi. It should be called Unwelcome to Karachi, if anything else.
This week there's a Hollywood release called San Andreas, which is about the San Andreas fault. It's about an earthquake that overtakes America. It's a disaster film. In the true genre.
Disaster of a film or a disaster film?
This, my friend, is a disaster of a film. So your choice of a dekho or a pheko, I think it's a no-brainer. It's a complete pheko as far as I'm concerned. और अगर टीवी पे भी आए तो ज़रूर फेंको.
Well, I think first few minutes into the film, I thought this was going to be one of the Dumb and Dumber kind of movies. Of course, starring Jackie Bhagnani. And over a period of time, I realized that the one thing I was missing about a madcap picture like this, because there is no script to begin with, were great performances. I was looking for Govinda, to be very, very honest with you, or in fact, Jim Carrey. I think Jim Carrey is the Govinda of Hollywood in that sense. But if it was coming on TV, I would catch a few moments. They're quite funny. I will not be able to watch the whole film. So just trying to be very, very generous tonight. I think I'll go with TV Pe Dekho. That's Friday Double Bill, guys. Let us know what you think of the movies. Tell us what you think of the show. Subscribe to our channel.